So today I'm going to tell you why Kenny Omega has fallen off. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Now, there's a lot of people that take for granted their location on where they live at. For example, one of my favorite shows is Rick and Morty, but what I heard is that show is not available worldwide. So that means you might need a VPN to watch that show. Like for example, on YouTube, there's TV shows, sports, music that are actually blocked off from your country in certain countries. So that's when you might need a VPN. One of my favorite shows is South Park, but I heard you can't watch that show worldwide. So why not use an ExpressVPN to help you out? And if you are a private person, you might not want certain sites knowing where you live at, knowing where you stay at. So that's when you use an ExpressVPN. Right now at ExpressVPN, they have a deal worth 12 months plus 3 months free if you click the link in the description box. I don't get it, man. Something strange going on. So Kenny Omega just won the IWGP US Title last January, right? But nobody cares. Nobody is talking about it. So by that logic, how is he still considered the best in the world or a top 5 guy in the world? Nobody cares that he just won the US title. Nobody's talking about it. People are talking about the Bryan Danielson heel turn. People are talking about other stuff that has nothing to do with New Japan. But if he was such a big time star, how come nobody cares that he's the current IWGP US champion? Hold on. I thought you Marks said that he was the face of New Japan and that company has not been the same since he left. I think that's a bold-faced lie now. I don't think that aged well in hindsight, right? Because if he made and built that company, right? If that brand has not been the same since he left, then how come nobody cares that he's back? See, nobody is talking about that fact, right? He was a god in that company back, like 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, he's back now, but nobody cares. Nobody is talking about him. It's like nobody is trying to bring up the fact that tons of marks were actually jerking off to that dream match with him and that Viking guy. But this dude didn't even come out with his US title. That was very strange. For the past couple of months, this dude has not been seen with that title on All Elite Wrestling TV. Now, that makes no sense. How come he's not showing off that title? How come Taz is not saying to the whole entire world that this guy is the new IWGP champion on Dynamite? So, by that logic, maybe he was never that big of a star, or his star is declining. Look, if Roman Reigns was the IWGP US champion, we would know. If Cody Rhodes was the IWGP US champion, we would know. So, how is Kenny Omega the face of this company? He is a current champion for his last company that made him a star. So, if New Japan has not been the same since he left, but he's back now, he's their champion. But still, at the same time, nobody cares. Nobody is watching it because of him. So, damn, why were they watching in the first place? See, so it's one of two things. It's either he was never that big of a star, or his star is declining as we speak. Because I'm like, bruh, They had to show me highlights last night of Kenny as the IWGP champion. Bruh, I didn't know. Like, dude, it's been since last January. I'm just now finding out that this dude is the new IWGP US champion. Dude, let this sink in. If Dean Ambrose was the IWGP US champion, I think we would know about it. If Max was the IWGP US champion, we would know about it. It's like, bruh, I ain't saying I'm a hardcore fan of New Japan, but dude, I do watch wrestling. It's like, if you are a huge big time star, we should know what brand you are champion of. Especially that brand, New Japan made Kenny a star. So I guess that was never the case. Because since he's back, dog, he's back, right? People always said Kenny left that company for dead. Okay, he's back, but do you care? Or are you watching because of him? Nope. So I'm more so leaning towards maybe his star is declining. If he would have went to the WWF, right, he would be a mega star right now. But his ego was so big, he's such a huge, sensitive guy. He didn't want to go there because he didn't want to be booked like Shinsuke, right? He wanted to be in charge of his booking. I'm like, bruh, they was gonna pay you millions of dollars. So just go there, dude, dumbass. Just go. Like, who cares about your stupid art? Nobody cares about 25-minute matches, dog. Now, 4 years later, we don't give a flying damn that you are the US champion of your old company. Nobody cares, dog. That's your fault. If you would have went to NXT, they would have made you a star. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew Kenny was gonna fall off. He has fallen off. That's why I made a video saying if he were to go to the WWF, he would be a mid-card guy. That's what I said. I said he would be a mid-card guy. Maybe he'll challenge for a US title, maybe a IC title, but that's it. He will be a mid-card guy. You know why? He's fallen off. He's no longer a big name. He is a mid-card guy. Bruh, he is the current mid-card champion of New Japan. And nobody cares. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody knows he's a champion. That's the sad part. That nobody cares that he's a current champion of his old company that he helped build. See what I'm saying? So, he's dumb. He should have took the money and just went to the WWF. Because now, bruh, he should not be on the cover of that game, right? I heard he's on the cover of Fight Forever. But, dog, that game is not going to draw if he is the centerpiece of that game. I said CM Junk should be in the middle. CM Junk should be back on the cover, right? Look, if you don't care that Kenny is the current IWGP champion, why the hell would you care that he's on the cover of a damn video game that's brand new? Dog, people don't know he's a US champion in New Japan. So by that logic, will you care that he's on the cover of a video game? Right? Nobody cares what he does outside of All Elite Wrestling. Not anymore. That's his fault. He fell off. If he was with WWF, he would never fall off. Because they would keep on pushing him. They would keep pushing him. That's what they do over there. They keep pushing you if you have a big contract. To me, he's dumb. But will I say that he was never a big star? No, that's fake. I would never say something dumb like that. I would never say, oh, Kenny was never a star in the first place. No, come on, that's dumb. Come on, man. There's a huge difference between being a hater and just being dumb. That's dumb. If you say that Kenny was never a star, come on, bruh. Come on, really? We would not be watching All Elite Wrestling if he was not a star to begin with. Why the hell would Tony Khan get involved with a guy who has no star power? He must have some kind of star power if he helped build a damn company based on his name, based on his rep. Of course, that man has a fan base. Come on, man. Don't talk stupid. Don't hate just to hate. Have facts. See, I don't hate to hate. When I hate, I have facts to back up my hate. That's the difference. Okay, cool. You don't like Kenny, but don't say he was never a star. That's stupid. Why the hell would you watch All Elite Wrestling if you didn't know who he was? Come on, man. And look, I'm not a fan of him, but I'm not gonna talk stupid. At first, yes, he was a star, and I felt like he should have went to the WWF. He's dumb. Dog, why the hell would you go build your own company in your image? And now, bruh, y'all not getting $1 million. At least if you were to go to the WWF, you would be seen in front of millions and millions of people every week, non-stop, and not being stagnant with, oh, figure 90K, 800K. Dog, y'all can't get $1 million. Was that worth it for your freedom? It's like, to me, I don't think Kenny has the mental capacity to last in the WWF. I think he don't got the right mindset for it. So in hindsight, his mind is right for All Elite Wrestling. I think Omega is too sensitive to handle the WWF. But at the same time, he should have went. Because now, dude, 4 years later, nobody cares that he's the new US IWGP champion. Nobody cares now. Like I said, bruh, you should have took the money while you was hot. He should have went to NXT. Dude, H was gonna pay him tons of money. So of course, you was gonna have some freedom, you damn idiot. Damn, man. I don't get it. Nobody cares about what he's doing now. Okay, yeah, he's in a feud with the BBC club, right? Okay, that might draw, maybe, but it's not gonna last, bruh. You should have took the money. It's like, you don't want to be at WrestleMania? Come on, look. Where would you rather be at? WrestleMania or Double or Nothing? Let that sink in for just a second. For all you marks that were happy that Kenny said no to the WWF, you are stupid. I would never in my life, ever, if I had a hot name in New Japan and I was like top dog, I was a top dog free agent, and Triple H gave me a contract to say, hey, I want to sign you. So I have that option, or I go to work for Tony Khan. Bruh, I'm going to work for Triple H. Like, dude, this dude chose Tony Khan, man, with no experience over Triple H. A guy who's a Hall of Famer, who is a fan of yours. You chose a mark over a wrestling Hall of Famer who was a fan of yours. Now, look where you at. Look where you at now, bruh. You were on a show that can't get 1 million. And nobody cares about what you do outside of All Elite Wrestling. That's your fault, Kenny. Your fault. He should have went. We would have had AJ Styles, Omega, Roman, Omega. I don't know, Braun Strowman, Braun Strowman, Omega. We would have had I don't know, Carmelo Hayes, Omega. We would have had Finn Balor, Omega. It's like, bruh, he had more matchups on the main roster over Dynamite. So I don't feel sorry for him. So I'm going to lean towards his star has fallen off. It's like, look, you have to just sit back and just say to yourself, the past 4 years, right? The past 4 years of Kenny Omega's career. Are you telling me that Triple H and Vince would book him worse? Seriously. Omega had 1 good year. That's it. 1 good year out of 3 years. That's it. So, what he's doing now, I'm like, bruh, you saying Triple H can't do that? What is he doing where you say to yourself, oh yeah, Omega made the right choice? Seriously. Be honest. The past 4 years of watching him, can you say that Con Man has booked him better? Way better if he was to go to the WWF. That's insane. What is he doing besides having 25-minute matches that don't mean nothing? So he fights that Viking guy. Did you care? So I'm saying, like, the past couple of years, have you truly cared about Omega? Listen, by that logic, Omega made the worst choice. It's like, man, he should be on Raw, SmackDown, right? It's like, bruh, we should be seeing Gunther, the Ring General versus Omega. Why wouldn't you want to see that match? We could have saw Butch versus Omega, Sheamus, Omega, Drew Mack, Omega, Big E, Kofi, Woods, Omega. We could have had L.A. Knight versus Omega. Dog, have you seen that roster on Dynamite? Who on that roster do you want to see Omega face that's gonna draw? Who? It's like, bruh, he's faced everybody who matters, right? It's like, bro, he had tons of future matchups on Raw and SmackDown. It's like we would have had Omega and Logan Paul. It's like we would have had Omega versus Ricochet. Omega versus Braun Breaker. It's like he had so many matches that he just missed out on. Now he ain't doing nothing. He's on a roster that nobody cares about now. There's nobody on that roster that people would pay to see Omega face. Nobody cares anymore, right? So that being said, Omega made a bad, awful choice in hindsight. And he's getting older. He has a lot of injuries now. It's like, look, I ain't saying he's a bad wrestler. He's very good. But I'm saying I just feel like he fell off. And I knew he was going to fall off eventually. It's like, bruh, I would rather fall off in the WWF. Because at least I'm paid and at least I'm in front of millions of people. Right? Instead, he fell off in a lesser tier company. Let that sink in. So if he were to go to the WWF, he would be a mid-card guy, a lesser name. There's no way in hell he would be a world champion. Ever. But if he would have went 4 years ago, he would be a multiple time world champion on Raw and SmackDown. That's my point. Like I said, man, why the hell would you choose, I don't know, freaking All Out over WrestleMania? Why would you choose freaking All In over WrestleMania? That's it. I'm done.